We're in a Proton X50
Flagship. TGDi Flagship. In terms of names,
whatever the highest spec. Plus,
no, I've never seen a car company name a flagship car flagship.
They really call it a flagship.
They really call it flagship. It's like like go-kart car subscription.
Yeah.
They change their model.
Yeah.
And then their cheapest spec for the price tier, it's called cheap. I was looking at the press. Huh? You call yourself cheap?
But this key is damn...
It's nice.
Damn nice, man. This feels so good. This feels so much more premium than...
You can smack someone with it.
Okay, maybe...
Knock them out.
So, well, first impression, man. X50, what should we say? This was launched...
last year. October, November.
Waiting list was crazy. 9 months in the beginning.
You can have a COVID baby and then come out. Then you need a bigger car already by now. The first impression of this car is already so impressive.
It is extremely impressive.
Looking at it from the outside, I mean, this red colour is a bit too much.
I don't like that.
It's as if they take the slider of saturation and put it all the way to the max.
I noticed that thing about China. You know, like lights, they literally go for white. Like white.
What's the most white we can do?
White. They take white.
Yeah.
Literally.
This is literally red. It was so bad. We were shooting this car in sunlight, right?
Yeah.
We cannot see the contours of the body.
Yeah.
Because the sunlight bouncing certain angles cancels out the shadow and it becomes a flat surface. That's how red this car is.
But they got the interior colour right. It's not bad, you know, this maroon.
It's like the Kia Optima.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe don't get this colour.
This red is just a little bit like, oh. This car is a bit small, I have to say, especially towards the back.
It's smallest in class.
Okay.
In terms of boot space.
Yeah, and it's also visible from the outside that it is smaller.
The D pillars being a bit thick and intrusive makes you feel a bit claustrophobic at the back. It
is. I said in the back, it's not a comfortable experience. I don't think Malaysia has ever experienced this kind of shock. Yeah. This is Iraqi desert storm level shock and awe. You know? This is like 100,000 ringgit. I'll show you what 100,000 ringgit can do. 250,000 ringgit worth of feels and value in your face.
Completely break down the whole car industry.
Nothing comes close to this, dude.
I have a negative thesis at the end for this car.
Okay.
But first impressions of the product itself, good.
If this is what is going to come out of Proton, from now on, I think it's amazing. Yeah. Performance, man. Let's talk about performance.
This comes with a 1.5 litre direct injection engine.
Only the higher spec will get this engine.
Yes.
The other three specs, the other three lower specs actually get a different engine.
Yeah. I mean, on paper, it almost looks like the same engine, no matter what you buy.
Yeah.
1.5 3-cylinder.
Yeah.
Turbocharged.
Yeah.
But the difference with the flagship version, direct injection.
The figure is different, right?
The figure is 177 horsepower.
Horses. 150 versus 177.
Yeah, 150 versus 177.
It's more than 10% still.
The torque output is also pretty substantial.
Okay.
226 versus 255.
255 is good enough. I mean, we're talking about a B segment, right?
Yeah.
This is a B segment vehicle. Yeah. So, 255, you know. Dude, it's no joke. I wouldn't say like it's tire smoking and what, but it's no joke, man.
So this is actually the first time, if I'm not mistaken, a car of this size has this much power in Malaysia.
Right.
And at this price.
Right.
One full tank will get you about 500 kilos.
Yeah.
You can see how much range we have now.
377 for 50 ringgit.
So full tank is about 480, 500
Yeah, 500, around there. It's not bad. It's very cheap.
It's very cheap.
To be honest, is it powerful? It's not lah. I wouldn't call it powerful. But here's the thing, contextual, you know.
I put it this way.
Yeah.
It is not BMW 20i. It is BMW 1.8.
Yes, it is an 18i level. 318.
Right in front.
Ta-da! Yes, it's that level. So, you see, therein lies a problem. I mean, if you're talking about a BMW entry level product, it is already faster than a lot of your Japanese, Korean standard products out there. We are talking about more power than most Malaysians are used to. If you've never paid more than 200,000 ringgit, this is more than what you are used to. It's a very small engine.
But it's not down-tuned.
It's not down-tuned, it's
max-tuned.
It's up-tuned.
Yeah.
It's more than enough to move this vehicle around with 2 adults or even 3 adults. Yeah, there is no compromise here when it comes to performance. Yes, if you want me to really complain, there are things I can talk about. Of course, God. But you're not paying 250,000 ringgit.
The initial driving impressions are 4.5 star, man.
Power-wise, not an issue. Not an issue at all. I hear about criticism of this car, especially in the ride quality. Right. People are saying that it's rough. Yes, there are a couple of scenarios I noticed just now where the suspension didn't handle the rough roads. well enough, but it's better than most vehicle of at least this range, or even like 20 to 30% more expensive I've ever driven. To be honest, in terms of ride quality, in terms of comfort, I would say that most people are not correct. But let's compare with the best seller, the HRV.
I think the HRV is a softer car.
Yes, Japanese tuning, you know, the kind of Honda, Toyota tuning, which is soft like an Alphard. Is it bumpier? Actually, it's not, you know.
You
know?
The chassis absorbs everything.
You see that? You see that? You see that? I did not break through the bump, and there was no harshness at all. And that's how can you say this ride quality is harsh? Dude, it's so good. It's so good. No GLA, no X1's gonna give you that. No way, brother. So how is this harsh? What car are you comparing to? A freaking Rolls Royce? Shall we? Let's do it one more time, okay?
60 kilometers, no, 50 km.
It's so good!
You can't
so good! However, let's talk about the bad things. It's not 100% perfect.
It is not.
It's not.
This is a new DCT by Volvo and GD. They combine powers and made it. I think this gearbox is a little bit
lazy. Not smart enough.
Yeah, that's the best way to sum it up. The first thing I did, I a bit dumb. I went to a slope near my house where even the X70 with the same gearbox had an issue.
Had the same issue.
It's a dangerous slope because you have to power through because traffic is quite heavy.
Okay.
And when I do that, the throttle, the clutch, everything doesn't know what.
It's like it's computing.
Now try to do the Tiptronic.
Okay, where is the? Okay, push it. It's slower.
It's slower than a conventional automatic.
It's not broken.
Yeah.
But it doesn't behave enough like a DCT.
Yeah. So in that case, what's the point?
What's the point of a DCT?
Maybe the fuel savings.
Maybe. Which raised a very interesting point. I want to complain about one thing. Even though it has 255 Newton meter of torque, the torque never hits you.
It feels like 200 plus.
There is a distinct lack of bite to its delivery. Not slow, but there is a lack of bite. It's like it doesn't hit you. But also at the same time, not every car manufacturer wants to go down that road also, because this disconnect sometimes can be a little bit more suitable for daily drive. You just want to get from A to B. That disconnect that you feel is like rubber bandy accelerator that doesn't 100% correspond with what happened with your RPMs. This disconnect is real. It seems that the car has a mind of its own and it doesn't always listen to your instruction. The accelerator is very light, so it feels almost rubber bandy. You know, like you're playing an arcade car. The engine, here's the thing we have to talk about. It's an inline 3, right? Inline 3 is supposed to be isn't it?
It is not.
It is not. It is pretty okay.
I mean, you can sense a bit of roughness. I mean, the
roughness. You sense the inline 3 lah.
I wanted you to observe this just now when you start the engine.
That's You mean that? This is the sound of direct injection.
My perception of it is a bit worse.
Smooth, despite i3. Inline 3, I'm just so nervous about it. But dude, I was cruising on LDP the whole time. It was creamy. I will use the word buttery creamy, you know, to describe. Yes, the seat is a bit small. Especially, I mean, if it's like 1.5 inches wider, it'd be good.
And not only that, like the perception you get from how premium this car is, suddenly got no lumbar support also.
There's one thing I don't like about the seat design is that, you know, it forces you to slouch into the seat a bit, because if you sit too straight, then your head will be hitting against this thing forever.
The seat adjustments could have been a lot better.
Especially in a headrest. I think ergonomics when it comes to the seat could use a bit of improvement. The angle is just wrong, I feel. The angle is...
Accessory market.
Yeah, there you go.
Market, this is,
accessory market, money maker here. There are complaints. It's not like 100%, well, take my money now, but really take my money now. It's actually take my money.
I mean, there's a very good reason the waiting list is 8 months.
So overall, in terms of performance, what would you give it?
I would give it a 4.2. It's because I sense big mistake.
Okay.
That's why I had to bring it up a little bit.
Okay. I'm a little bit more generous today. I'll give it a 4.5. Wow, performance. It's unfaultable. Unfaultable is just so good.
Close to unfaultable. 4.2, 4.5.
4.5. Let's go and have a look at the exterior. Before we start, competitor.
So this is the flagship model.
What distinguishes the flagship exterior-wise from the...
Exterior, 2 things they added. One is the two-tone.
Right.
So black up here, and then body color down there. Panoramic.
Right.
One other thing. That's your radar.
Oh, yeah.
Your radar system. So let's talk about the X50 in general. Compared to a lot of its rivals, you can see a lot of details that are very difficult to replicate.
Yeah.
You know, using no chrome at all on your exterior.
Right.
Using some sort of like satin matte finish on the metal.
It's a very mature color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very mature and very confident actually.
You get your Proton full LED. So these are all like premium appointments that you don't see in the Japanese current level.
Definitely.
For this price. Dramatic.
Yeah, very dramatic. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't show in picture, but seriously, have you noticed this?
Huge, man. I can fit my hand. There's that much of a depth.
Yeah,
you know?
it's substantial. It's not so dramatic in the X70 because it's a bigger car.
Right,
but yeah, I mean, now that you mention it, it really zooms towards the rear and like in a very starts right there, and then it kind of like turns into this.
Yeah, it gets softer and softer.
Yeah, it turns to this shoulder towards the front. Then it's softened up and bends upwards and joined towards the front.
Very interesting. This is work that you don't see on a non-premium car.
Not just that. I mean, if you were to look at this body panel here, it's much more dramatic than a typical Japanese car would fold. So if you were to look at a typical Japanese car with a lot of design features going to the front, for example, you see more flat and simplistic surfaces. Whereas that kind of drama you may see in some Mercedes. You see this part, how the light bends and folds. Look at how the lights just bounces off. I didn't realize how much this grille sets back in
the recess.
The recess. It's actually quite a lot, man.
This is the only part, the chrome logo. Maybank car, man.
Yeah, Maybank car.
I like this application of fake carbon fiber.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going to use fake carbon fiber, don't make it like a very standout color. Just make it black.
Yeah,
because we all know it's fake.
It's only texture, I think. I think we need to look at different colors. Maybe the blue may really be very funky, considering all these creases that exist here.
And the white might be actually too plain.
Yeah, the white may not be able to pull out the shapes that's going on here.
I still don't like this.
T.
This is in the X70 as well. The floating roof.
Yeah. Well, the back is, I would say, simplistic lah.
There is a lot of sporty intention.
Okay.
Quad exhaust for 1.5.
Real.
Let's find out. Yeah, it is real.
It's actually real on both sides.
Not bad.
And then another sporty thing is this. The spoiler. You stick your hand in.
Yeah.
And it's quite dramatic when you're in the sun at certain angles and you're reversing, you can see the shadow of the light going through.
But overall, it's a bit simpler, I have to say. I mean, if you were to compare to the front and the sides, it's a lot less dramatic, very clean. But the same satin surface that you can see here, which is very mature, very well done.
Point at this thing here.
That's good.
That's a really dramatic look.
Yeah.
The 3D effect.
Yeah, that's very nice.
This is not $100,000 look.
No, it's not. Oh, this nice. It's nice.
Shall we check out the boot?
Yeah, come. So this is the weakest part of the car.
Yes. First of all, to get a power boot, you must spend 3,005. Yeah. 3,003 or 3,005, depending on which package you want.
You will get a power boot and a few other things.
And it's not a huge boot.
Yeah, it's not very big and it's
something like 330 liters. You have a spare tire, I think. Yeah, down here.
Oh,
it's a space saver.
Space saver.
Okay very well organized.
Okay.
A bit like the X70, but instead of chrome, you get plastic. Yeah. You get a subwoofer in the X70. Here you don't get it. Here's a 6-speaker, I think. Okay. But the speakers sound okay lah.
Okay.
So there is some not to say cheapening, but less premium aspects to this car. These seats fold down. Not very flat.
So this is maximum?
This is maximum. So it's not the most practical car. I would say a HRV is more practical than this. Yeah. Oh dear. Change the tire man.
That's a real space saver. Space saver.
I would say if you're a couple, you can consider this car. But if you're a family man, don't torture your family.
That's where HRV wins.
Yeah.
Because HRV can really carry adults at the back.
HRV can substitute a family car almost.
The biggest problem with this car is really the back seat. I've only gotten into the back twice, and twice I've hit either my calf or my knee. It's a wheelbase problem. I think the wheelbase is really short. So let's see me getting in. It's not going to be pretty. So the lift is a bit high. Yeah. You see?
Yeah.
My is literally sitting on the wheel arch in order to get in.
Yeah. And your head, you have to bend down to get in.
Yes. If I were to sit straight, my hair Okay, my hair is permanently touching the roof. Literally, this is at my eyebrow, almost at my eyebrow level. You know, so it's not a pretty sight at the back. Good thing, however, is that you have aircon vents.
Yep.
And you have 2 USB ports.
Charge only.
Charge only. And maybe HRV is the reason why we expected more from B segment.
Because Honda really made it feel a bit spacious.
And if, in fact, I saw the video of the latest one, even more spacious.
You get an armrest, and it's, I think, yours. No, it's my favorite.
Your favorite hanging one.
Hanging.
You know, as a child, I'll just push this down until it breaks. I'm quite big sized.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable, but if you are like
20% smaller than me, this is okay.
It's a car if you don't have adults at the back all the time.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with ingress and egress is that the entire length of the bottom of the door is 1 foot. I have to like maneuver my feet up consciously and accurately so that I don't hit anything. This is too near. You see that? Most cars, you do not sit behind the wheel arch. Yeah, so that's why I hit this twice going in, once on my knee, once on my car. So the problem is I literally have to be accurate with my ingress, and then my rest on the arch to slide in. The problem, however, is in this case you go forward, then you come back. This.
That's bad, man. But for kids,
Children, okay lah.
with kids with strong backs, it's okay. Panoramic roof.
Yes. Oh, you're shooting. Okay.
The problem with it is the heat lah. Because when I first got the car, I was parked under the sun for a long time and I was like driving around. When I got out of the car, my hair was hot. Oh, my hair was like hot to the touch.
It's like a radiator.
Yeah. The rest of the interior is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah. It's so beautiful, man. I mean, this brushed aluminium look over here, and look at the color scheme of this versus this contrast is just beautiful.
Oh yeah. They chose the right color.
Yeah.
They chose the right material.
Yeah.
But the stitching is fake.
It's fake. I mean, that's the only unfortunate thing. Is fake stitching.
Yeah.
But the aircon vent is just wow.
Yeah. Thrusters.
What the hell, man? And to be honest, a lot of people get this wrong, and this is okay. You know, this lever.
Yeah.
Pretty okay. The P is very instinctive in usage.
Yeah. I would say it's maybe not so for most people. You know why?
Why?
Because when you go in the car,
Yeah.
let's say you're in park, what's the first thing you do when you go reverse? You go down, right?
Yeah.
You go down, you go in the drive. You have to go up here to go into reverse.
But that's how BMW is also, man.
But not everyone has a BMW.
Oh yeah.
Have to remind yourself. But for like most people coming from a cheap car.
Okay. Yeah, if you're coming from a cheap car, yes. But if you're coming from a car that uses some system like this, they're all like this.
They're all like this. Drive-by-wire
like this.
systems are mostly like this.
They're all like this, with the exception of Jaguar and Land Rover, which is a knobbly
Some nonsense.
thing. I mean, this is a continuation from the X70.
Yeah, the door handles. It's solid stuff.
Yeah. It's well done. All the knobs and whatnot feels right. It's not as, the resistance is not as strong as you would get in an Audi.
Yeah, it's not Audi level, but it's got that feel.
The feel is there. You can see that overall Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche family, that logical ergonomics design is here. Not too much flash, but flash enough.
Infotainment.
Yeah.
Largely, it's good. It's functional. My iPad, my phone, it's fine. A little bit of lag here and there.
There is a frame rate lag.
The camera is great. If you look, that's good, man.
I wouldn't say great. I think it's okay.
It's
better than a Toyota.
Maybe the lighting is not so bad. Because I remember it looked better before.
Because it's not great. I wouldn't call this great.
It's good enough, lah.
It's okay, lah. It's a little bit better than you would get in the Toyota, lah.
Yes, and you know when you put your signal.
Not bad.
But what I wanted to say was a bit bad was this QD link.
Yeah.
It is literally taking a screen recording of your video from your phone.
It's a screen
and streaming it there.
Oh.
So you cannot touch it. You touch it on your phone.
Oh.
You view it here. It's like, what's the point?
Okay.
It's like
so it's not a duplicate of your screen. It's just a display of your screen.
Yes. Whereas a proper Apple CarPlay one
I see.
creates a new system here for you to touch. So that's the only real complaint about this unit. And also, I still don't like this system. You know, don't put it here. Put it somewhere here.
Yeah.
Then you see you can switch your control between. So now your controls here
Yeah.
are controlling this.
Yeah.
Right? And you press this, and then now it's controlling this. Like, why? I don't need contextual controls.
Right,
Most
right.
adults over the age of 30 won't understand what is the buttons now meaning something else, you know? Very minor. But if you're going to get into details, that's the only things I would complain about.
The cheapest thing here, however, is this, lah.
Yes.
The cheapest thing. Everything else is done perfectly.
Yes. Well, its dealer option is not so nice. This touch and go.
Yeah.
Hanging by a wire,
Yeah.
waiting to be pulled out by your son.
son.
Mommy! But the space is okay.
Yeah, it's okay. And this thing slides, yeah. So and it slides in a very premium manner.
Yeah.
There's resistance and then
Yeah, you're right. This thing also opens in a relatively soft.
oh man, it's
Sorry about the hairy legs.
somebody commented.
Why you want me to shave my legs for this review? Maybe a HRV would have more space, but it's not.
But
too
it will
bad.
not have this level
of finish.
appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like all these little design details. Look at that aircon vent with like asymmetrical look. This is like
No. This is Chinese writing.
Oh.
This is the same.
Oh yeah.
This is subliminal propaganda.
yes.
This is
Oh no.
This is this is a Chineseification of the world.
Yeah. And then you can there's the high proton which
Yeah.
you can open the sunroof.
Open the sunroof.
You could say make a phone. Music is not playing.
Just use buttons. It's just there. Yeah. So design, what would you give it?
4.5.
I would give it 4.5.
Yeah.
To me, contextual or
Yeah.
not, whether you're comparing this to
It already
other cars
looks
in 100,000 or cars which feel like this.
Yeah,
I
but
think
at 200,000. Yeah, it still is.
Still good.
It's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Value?
This car is 108.
Less than 110. I can't remember the exact figure, but less than
Around that lah. A lot of people initially complained that it was a little bit expensive. I guess it is because we are expecting X70 comparison. Then
Yeah.
X70 starts at what 100 and
It starts at 99.
okay 99. So basically, this is already more expensive than its biggest brother entry
At the
level.
base model, yeah. I think the pricing is justified. Also because you gotta give the non-national cars some ability
Some
to
chance,
compete,
yeah.
some chance.
To me, the only chance the Japanese and the Korean can compete is because the waiting list.
Yes,
Yeah.
waiting list.
It's the waiting list.
If you need a car right now,
Yeah.
and you're looking at this car,
You're gonna get it in 2022.
yeah, I can summarize the value as
Yeah.
5-star.
Yeah, Yeah. If you're in the market for a B segment car of this kind, there is no reason to not get this car except the waiting list. So some people cannot wait. That's unfortunate. The true, you're in an accident or whatever, you just needed a car now, and this may not be on the platter.
I've driven the Kona.
Yeah.
They have a 1.6 turbo, slightly faster
Yeah.
than this, but I mean it's not a bad car. But if I'm paying less,
Yeah.
why would I get that?
Correct.
Thesis time.
This is
Okay, before I get into thesis,
Yeah.
something worrying I should show you.
Yeah.
This happened 3 times to me since I got it.
Is it this car?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is it?
Go and start the car, engine don't start. Engine fires up, doesn't start. It didn't happen 3 times in a row. It happened 3 separate occasions. And that's the starting of where my thesis begins.
Okay, come thesis time.
So, in 2011, 10 years ago,
Okay.
a similar phenomenon was happening.
Yeah.
Because before that, Japanese car rules the market.
Yeah.
Up to 200,000.
Right.
Japanese car is everything.
Right.
Suddenly, Volkswagen comes in, Ford comes in with the Fiesta, Volkswagen comes in with the Passat.
Oh,
You know?
I see where you're going.
Right?
I see where
You
you're
get these cars which are maybe a little bit more expensive, 90,000 for a Fiesta.
going. Yes, but they give you
170.
tech like
They throw tech, they throw a premium design.
Yes.
And then suddenly people are stretching their own wallet. They're not coming down from BMW, they're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
coming down from
People
Civics.
who are supposed to spend 80 are now spending 100.
So if you are supposed to buy a Peridot Ativa,
Yeah.
buy the Peridot Ativa, don't buy this.
Okay.
Because in 10 years time, this car might not be as fresh and lovable as it is. So if Proton is giving you Volkswagen level of after sales service,
You gotta be.
you gotta be careful. I wouldn't
you gotta be
say
careful.
don't buy this
Yeah.
car, but be careful.
But you're right. These cars are not technologically primitive. They are advanced.
Yeah, very.
They are complicated. And our experience with complicated cars, especially from Germany, because they solve problems like that. Oh, my cheek is itchy.
Get that cheek scratcher! So my first part of the thesis is don't stretch your money to buy this car.
Yeah.
It's hot now,
Yeah.
but look at cars that were hot 10 years ago
Yeah.
and ask yourself how the owners feel today.
Correct, because
those
they devalue like crazy.
Yeah, those people are stuck with those
Yeah,
cars
yeah.
and stuck with those problems.
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
X50.
X50, I mean, it's 4.5
Yeah.
out of 5. It's an amazing car. I do not see a reason why you shouldn't buy this car if you are in the market for a car like this at that price range. Anything up to 250,000 is still comparable to a 100,000 ringgit car. If that's not value, I don't know what is. So value itself is 5 for me, but overall it's a 4.5. In
No one
Autophiles.
has ever reached
No
5.
one has ever come close
Yeah.
even. Yeah, it's amazing, man. Alright, Autophiles signing out. There is no reason not to go for this car,
Unless
except
you have
the
a big
waiting
family.
list. I mean, if you're having a big family and you're thinking about this car, that's your problem. That's not this car's
Yeah,
problem.
true.
You know what I mean? You have some, capacity to evaluate your circumstances and surrounding, you have a deficiency there.
Then you get 3 stars.